Hello and welcome to the show. Listen, we're so glad that you joined us today. Tell you, we've got a great show planned for you. I've been talking about the power of now. That's the whole year. It's about doing what you want to do and what God has purposed you to do for this year, and that's years to come. But this month is about encouragement because, I've been encouraging myself as I'm talking to you, as I always tell you, as I'm talking to you, I'm talking to myself. And so we're talking about encouragement. But I've got a special person on today. I mean, he's special to me, his family, everybody around him loves him, knows him. He's the boss man. That's what I call him. Anyway, it's Mr. Harold Maurice Young, the administrator, the Orangeburg County administrator. And I tell you what, Mr. Young's going to share a lot of information about you, but you're going to learn a whole lot about Harold M. Young. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy because it's coming up next.
The Curry Insurance Agency has served the community for over 30 years with hundreds of trained representatives to assist you in selecting health plans. Curry Insurance Agency is the largest marketing insurance group in the state of South Carolina for Medicare Advantage and represents all major health carriers. Curry's motto is people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Call the Curry Agency today at 803-536-0889.
You're invited to join us for an elegant and magical night at the Black Tie Masquerade, a black and white formal event on October 22nd at the Orangeburg County Conference Center, 1643 Russell Street, Orangeburg, South Carolina. Cocktails at 7, live entertainment by Pure, and dinner at 8 p.m. Wear your exquisite black or white mask. To purchase tickets or a table sponsorship, visit www.tammymediagroupllc.com. A portion of the proceeds will benefit Casa Family Systems. Again, join us for the Black Tie Masquerade, a black and white formal event on October 22nd at the Orangeburg County Conference Center, 1643 Russell Street. Cocktails at 7, live entertainment by Pure, and dinner. Wear your elegant black or white mask. To purchase tickets or a table sponsorship, visit www.tammymediagroupllc.com. A portion of the proceeds will benefit Casa Family Systems. See you there.
The Cecil Williams South Carolina Civil Rights Museum is the Palmetto State's first and only museum. It honors a generation of people, black and white, throughout the state of South Carolina who deserve to be remembered for their unselfish commitments and sacrifices. Enjoy an immersive and entertaining virtual tour. For more information, visit www.cecilwilliams.com.
Welcome back to the show. Well, I told you we've got a great show planned for you. I'm excited because I get to talk to this gentleman every day. Sometimes, I told him a while ago, I said, man, I talk to you all week. What happened? You don't love me anymore? What's up? But anyway, he is just that type of person that you can talk to and you can share things with and ideas with. So I want to introduce you to this person. He has 20 years of county government, economic development, planning, and community development experience. He's a native of Cordova, South Carolina, and holds a bachelor's of business administration from the University of South Carolina, Aiken, and a master's in business management from Southern Wesleyan University. He's a devoted husband, a loving father, and he is one of the best administrators that I know of, and in the best city, which is Orangeburg, South Carolina. Without further ado, want to bring him from backstage. That is Harold M. Young, Orangeburg administrator. How are you?
Fine, Tammy. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing great, Mr. Harold Young. I mean, I call you Harold on screen, or I got to stick to Mr.
Yes, whatever. It doesn't matter. You made me sound important just now. Huh?
Hey, come on now, Harold. You are one of the most important persons around here, and I'm gonna say within the Southeast. So it is just great to have you on the show, and I thank you so much because I know you're a busy man. You're just getting out of a meeting, and then you're taking the time to talk to me. So thank you again.
Yes, ma'am. Anytime.
Yeah. Listen, so I told you, Harold, I want to kind of talk with you about. First of all, I'd like people to get to know you. I know I said a few things about you, but tell us a little
Mhm.
bit about who Harold Maurice Young is.
That's funny. I'm just a country fella from born in Cordova, living in Orangeburg County, and just somebody everybody uh, likes to know because I'm just me. It's nothing fancy. I'm just down home and just a Southern gentleman trying to live the life and trying to better my community.
That's right. And that's what you do. So let's talk about, when I said Orangeburg County Administrator, tell
Mhm.
us a little bit about what that means, what that job entails, and what you're doing in your career.
Well, it's a lot of responsibility and something I worked hard to get to. Believe it or not, I've been with the county of Orangeburg. I think this past April it'll be 25 years. And so, and I used to work with Aiken County before that. So I spent a long career in county government, but I love it every day. And it's a job that has a lot of responsibilities, but has its rewards. Sometimes it can be thankless because there's sometimes I spend most of my days trying to please people and try to make everybody happy, but sometimes that's not always possible. But I do my best and I try as hard as I can. But the good thing about it is I get to work with some fabulous people, people that have the mindset of making this community great as well. You being one of them that has took the conference center to another level, and everything that you do as far as the community is concerned, I think people enjoy that. So I just want to look back over the place where I grew up and say I made a difference and made a change, and that's what I strive to do is just make Orangeburg, the city of Orangeburg, Orangeburg County, and every place in between better. You know, we
That's
have 17 towns, 17 municipalities that make up the fabric of this county and make us great like we should be.
That's right. And I always say you the money man. You forgot that piece.
Oh no, no.
Because when it comes to projects, and I
Yeah.
want to talk about that in a minute, but I want to ask you something first.
Hmm.
Because what you talk about as being the county administrator, you're a very busy man, a
Hmm.
busy individual. You're always going to meetings. You're always trying to make everybody's event. They always have you doing a ribbon cutting and these types of things. But how do you balance work and your personal life?
It's easy. You set priorities. Sometimes you just have to focus on your day and say, okay, what time am I going to carve out for individuals that you have to make important in your life. So you set your day up and do your best to carve out that time and say, look, at this particular time, whether it's I'll just pick a time, whether it's 10:30, 2:30, 5, whatever. You just pick out that time, or even if it's 12, and say, I'm going to carve out the space for individuals that I know deserve my attention and are part of my family and are close to me in my heart. And then once you do that, and you get that out the way, you spend and take everything else you have and use it to basically make the county better.
That's
And the
right.
people in your life, they understand. Like all my loved ones and people who care about me, they understand. They know that I'm busy, but for them, if I give you a moment of that time, that means that you're really special because a lot of times I'm pressed for time. But
That's
if you
true.
take the time and give it to people, that goes to show you that where they stand in your life or that you really care. So that's what we try to do.
Wow. I mean, and you do a great job because every now and then when I'm talking to you, you'll say, well, I'm heading to mama's right now, and I know she appreciates that
Oh yeah,
as well, man, to have your
yeah.
mother, your family, your parents with you. And I know they really appreciate that. Now, I want to say hello to Miss Cassandra and Lauren and your son and tell them we appreciate them because they share you with
Yes,
us,
they do. They
you
do.
know
And
and that's a big thing. That is
mhm.
a big thing because the other night I was like, what are you doing out here? He was like, well, what you doing out here? It's 10 o'clock at night,
Yeah.
yeah. So Harold, I want to ask you what motivates you. I'm talking about encouraging, and we're going to talk about the projects that you
Mhm.
have going on, but I want to know what motivates you.
Man, it's easy. Wanting to see. our community grow. What motivates me is knowing where I came from. My parents, my family, all of them, they mean the world to me, and I know the struggles and the hard work and the dedication that my parents put out there so that I could have an opportunity to be somebody.
Mhm.
And that's what motivates me. I have grandparents and who passed away, and I must say I am a blessed individual because I've had grandparents that show me love, parents, everything from that and then some. It take a community to raise a child. My community did a hell of a job because even from people like my neighbor, my good friend Jack Simpson, and Roger Williams and a lot of other folk that I grew up around, and I don't want to let those people down, and I want to prove to those people that they didn't waste their time in this young kid from the country. He's trying to do his best to show them that he's something that they could be proud of, and so I do my best to try to do that, and also I'm motivated to see this community be great because I know it was a good livelihood for me, and I want to see other people and other families move here and enjoy the same things that I've enjoyed. And so that really motivates me, and we want to be a positive role model for not only my family, my kids, but for the community as well.
That's right. And Harold, as you're talking about this, because you are really embedded in the community,
Hmm.
you're vested in the community.
Hmm.
And what influenced you to going to county government in the beginning?
It's crazy you say that. I used to talk to my mom all the time. I said, "Mom, I want to be a businessman," and I used to say, "I want to know what's coming before it even comes." And she was like,
Mm.
"Oh, okay." And I always tease her about that because I was like, "Ma," I said, and so she'll call me all the time. Anytime
Uh-huh.
she sees some dirt moving, um, baby, what's going on? What they building here? What they doing that? She loved to be in the know. My dad's the same way, and it's like they always want to know what's going on. So it's just a thing that was in me. I just wanted to do that. And I volunteered one time for a group when they were doing some training for Red Cross and hurricane preparedness,
Hmm.
and just the fact of helping people and seeing that. And when I was a younger kid, when I was in school, in high school, Hurricane Hugo hit, and it devastated a lot of areas, a lot of communities. And I saw how people had to come together and how they needed the county and the government to get back on their feet. And that always was something that stood out to me. And so
Wow.
I just had always had a mentality of helping people and helping others. So that's kind of what drew me into county government.
Wow. And you've been in the county government for over 25 years now.
Yes, ma'am. Hmm.
Wow, man, that's something. And just to hear you talk, when you and I have these conversations, and I'm asking you about things that are going on in the community, I mean, it's
Hmm.
like bam, bam,
Hmm. Hmm.
bam, it comes right on. So Harold, let's talk about some of the
Hmm.
things that are happening in the
Hmm.
Orangeburg community because I know folks are listening.
Hmm.
And my first question about it is, what makes Orangeburg so special?
Well, the thing about it is location, location, location. When you look at it, if you're coming up the East Coast, if you leave from Florida, tip of Miami, and if you're going to New York, we're basically halfway.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the state of South Carolina, if you're going from Greenville down to Charleston and some other places, we're in the middle of the state, and that's why we call the Midlands. And so people and a lot of things flow through here. We have rail service for CXX and Norfolk Southern, which means we can send stuff north, south, east, west. We have the major interstates of I-95. We have I-26, 301, which is a major thoroughfare that runs through this community, and we have the fabulous Lake Marion, and that's one of the largest man-made lakes in the world. And we also have the largest black river in the southeast with the Edisto River. And so those are things and amenities as a country boy growing up, being able to fish and hunt and do things like that are things that make this community great. But we have good people. We have people that have been resilient and done some things in their lifetime. Because if you look at it, a lot of the big pieces of not only the nation's history and the state's history happened right here in Orangeburg County,
Mm-hmm.
especially when you talk about civil rights and the things that have come to bear for us to be able to make this community what it is. When you
Hmm.
look at different things and you look at us on a national landscape, a lot of times during the aspects of when you have presidential elections and things of that nature, you're going to always see big name people come through Orangeburg because they know it's a political base and a place where some people have grown up at. You
That's
know,
right.
when you start looking at some of the names and the individuals who've come through here and how Thurgood Marshall did a lot of his initial
That's
trial work
right.
right here in the courthouse in Orangeburg County. And so we just have a long legacy of things happening. And my old saying, the revolution is never televised, and you had to be there to see it. And so that's one of the great things about Orangeburg County. You come see what we have to offer, and you'll be surprised. I had a
Yeah.
friend of mine stayed here one time and was like, I said they only went to one place and was like, I didn't think that was in that town. And I started naming off all the stuff that we had, and they were like, "Oh man, okay, it might be more to that town than that," you know.
That's right.
So, but at the end of the day, we got smiling faces and beautiful places. So come on and join us and visit us in Orangeburg County. We're here because it's always a great day. You know that.
Yeah, hello, it's a great day in Orangeburg.
Yes, ma'am.
So let's talk about the projects that are
Hmm.
going on because I mean, I'm looking at the development, and
Hmm.
I tell people, a lot of people didn't know I was in Orangeburg
Hmm.
for a long time, but my daughter recently asked me, said, "Mom, why don't you come to Charlotte?" My godmother said, "Well, move to Atlanta," and then my favorite place is Miami, of course.
Hmm.
And I looked at it and I said, "You know what? I'm going to stay right here in Orangeburg because it really is starting to blossom."
Hmm.
And I see the potential. So,
Oh,
talk to us about some of the projects that you can share with us on camera.
yeah, well, a lot of that started out with, and I have to give credit to county council in looking at and seeing a vision and having our vision, because with any development or any community, it starts with infrastructure. So years ago, when we started with the capital project sales tax, we started focusing on water and sewer and infrastructure and things of that nature. And so what we decided to do was focus and pour a lot of money and infrastructure into water and sewer. Now that's paying off because now we have the ability to have industrial parks and growth. If you go on 301 and you go out to the Orangeburg City County Industrial Park, that was once a cow field some 15, 20 years ago. And
Wow.
so now it's one of the leading producers of jobs in this county. We have large manufacturers. We have manufacturers from all over this world. We have three tier one suppliers for Boeing in the aerospace industry as well. And some of the things that we're moving forward, there's a big push now in other industries as well that we're going after. We got some exciting things, and some of which I can't
I
talk
know.
about for fear of messing up a deal or two. But
I know.
there's a lot of stuff coming. We see the development going down North Road. You got different things coming with another Starbucks, Bojangles, more retail that's going to be coming soon. Can't name the stores, but we have at least four or five that are
Wow.
really on the hook to be coming.
Hmm.
And it's one thing you say. Now, one thing that I want to address too, Tammy, while I have the opportunity, since we're talking about
Yeah,
growth
please.
for the citizens of Orangeburg County, we've heard a lot of backlash about, oh man, county council bringing a car wash on the North Road. Why are they doing that? We don't need another such and such. A lot of that stuff is done by private investment, so we don't control that. But what
Hmm.
we do control is the aspect of the infrastructure they need to be successful as a business and come and bring that business to locate in the county. And so by us having the things in the right places now, it's our time. And so what we're taking advantage of now is the cost of land in Charleston, and because they're surrounded by the water and the ocean and those type things, they can't grow but so much in certain directions. And so the cost and the prices of land in the Charleston area has grown astronomical. Once it filled up in Charleston, then they dumped into Somerville, and Somerville became
Hmm.
this big thing, and now they're spreading out. And so you go on the other side of us, and Lexington County and Richland County and those areas have blown up to the point that people are looking for places to go. And so what is left is us sandwiched in the middle, and it's our time. So that's
Yeah.
why we're now seeing housing developments and things that are coming. I know Mr. Andrew Silver. You probably seen his name a lot
Mhm.
in the paper and stuff. And they have that Destination 601 project, as well as the three businesses that are going to be located across the street from that are already being built. And I think one of them is a Firehouse Subs, uh, um, Japanese restaurant and a vape shop in that Tri Plaza. And then
Mhm.
they're actually actively recruiting a lot of sit down restaurants and other businesses to go in the Destination 601 project. And
Mhm.
so Conquest Homes has been a big home builder. They're doing a lot of development in Santee, Orangeburg, and there's also developments going on in Ellery with a Blackwater development is being revived. So we're talking about hundreds of houses being done at the same time. And
Mm.
then on the economic development front, I'm proud to say that we've had just created another park, industrial park on Highway 21 that we call the Power Site, and we have been very, very pleased at how it's been taken off as far as recruitment visits and stuff that we have. Matter of fact, we have one tomorrow for that power site. So, pray for us, and we hopefully we can bring a deal home that will create more jobs for this county.
That's right. And you know what, Harold? You've said a mouthful about what's going on in Orangeburg County. And I
Mm-hmm,
agree with you on all fronts because, as you know, I'm from Charleston. And
hmm
so moving back home,
hmm
trying to build and all of that, astronomical prices. I
hmm
mean, the price is just so high, like
hmm
$1 million, the kind
hmm
of home that you might would want. Well, coming to Orangeburg, you have that opportunity to find some land that's still around,
hmm
and build a home. Or, as you said, go with Conquest Homes and find your home there.
hmm
Want to ask you, more importantly, when we talk about economic development and the employment,
hmm
with all of the projects that you have mentioned, that means jobs.
hmm
What does that mean for Orangeburg County? And how it's going to help the people here in Orangeburg County. I just want people to kind of get a grasp of that.
Yeah, we just announced a project not too long ago, and it's a pet care supplier in
Mm-hmm.
the 500,000 square foot warehouse building on 301. That's going to bring additional jobs, and we have other jobs that we're looking to recruit industry in more technical fields that will give these young people the chance to flex their muscle with the education and the degrees that they've sought and gone after. So that's one of the things that we're really doing a lot is that we're focusing our recruitment now for economic development within certain industry clusters like electric vehicles, looking at technology for solar. We've done a lot of that and trying to be in the aerospace industry and things of that nature. So we're really pushing forward, trying to get those next level industries in Orangeburg County so that we can have that, that upper $20, $30 an hour wage, job
Right.
that will help these individuals to start their lives and their careers.
Mm-hmm. Look, come on, Orangeburg.
Hmm Yeah, won't he
Hey,
do it?
hey, we got a question from Roger Gass.
Yeah.
He wants to ask you about Railroad Corner and
hmm
what stores, etc., are coming. What's Railroad Corner looking like?
Railroad Corner is exciting, and I'm proud of the city of Orangeburg to finally get that moving. They just decided on a developer. Now that's a city project, not a county project,
Mm-hmm.
but we will back them up because the concept of why we put the library where we in the conference center where we put it was to help spur and start the process of getting that whole end of the town revitalized. And so now that they have a developer in mind, that developer's role is to go out and sell that revitalization area, and
Mm-hmm.
then he'll sell that to different businesses, restaurants, and stuff. And then you'll see those things be named as they see the development plans and say, okay, this is what it's going to be. I'll take this spot. I'll take that spot, and then that's how you do it. So that's how it works. It basically is build it and they will come type scenario. And
Mm-hmm.
once you build it, then the businesses and the restaurants and the stores and the shops will come in and they'll swoop in. A good idea about that is in Ellery. Ellery, one of the towns in Orangeburg County, is fascinating because you had a gentleman that moved to Ellery that was from I think out of town somewhere. I can't remember where he was from, but he was retiring and they wanted to come here They love the quiet atmosphere of Ellery and some other things. But he went downtown. And he was like, well, all these buildings are empty and they're not doing whatever. So his wife challenged him to say, well, don't complain about it, do something with it. So he
Mhm.
started a development group, and next thing you know, they've bought a lot of the empty buildings downtown, and now are redoing them to the standpoint now they're being offered to businesses and people. And
Wow.
so we're doing the same thing, and the city of Orangeburg is working towards that as well. And then you have other groups like New America that are doing incubator space and stuff to help people, become more successful and bring more businesses here, as well as the
Mhm.
colleges. And I must say, I am definitely proud of the colleges, Dr.
Yeah.
Warmack and Colonel Conyers. They are two outgoing, dynamic brothers that are working with me to try to make a change. And their mentality has been to spread off of the campus and show some of that marquee and the power of the colleges throughout the community. So I'm just excited about the opportunities that we have to work together in the things that we're going to be working on downtown. We've already solidified an agreement with Claflin for them to do redevelopment of the Crest building, which used to be the old Social Security building. And we're
Hmm.
also working on another project that we're going to be working with South Carolina State, and they're going to be working with the city on a project as well. So I'm just excited to see those things come through and turn into something that'll help the community be better.
Wow, Harold, that was my next question, talking about the historically black colleges and universities,
Yes,
HBCUs, right here in Orangeburg, South Carolina. A unique opportunity. And
yes,
as you said, the leadership that they have with President Womack and Colonel Conyers, President Conyers, I mean, it's unique.
hmm,
Something that's needed at this time. And
yeah,
and so I'm excited because I know that you're working with them, and you're doing, I mean, you're doing a I can't say awesome, because I always say God is awesome, but phenomenal job. And I'm just proud to know you
yes, ma'am.
and be a part of the community. One of the things that comes to mind is um, about motivating people.
Hmm.
What is your philosophy, and how do you motivate people? I think I know the answer, but I want others to hear that.
Well, one of the things is I listen to people and I learn people and I learn about their stories. And when you see a person, is you never know what a person has gone through in their life and what it takes to make it and survive. You don't know what type of hills they had to climb, what type of surgeries they had to get over, what type of things that they had to do. And so that is what motivates and encourages it. And so what you find out is you never know how close some people are to giving up, and it'll shock you, and you don't realize that you could come into people's lives and really make a difference. So encouragement is key, because as easy it may look, some days it's hard, some days it's rough. Some days this job and doing what we try to do can be thankless, and it hits you in a way some days that you have to pick yourself off the floor sometimes and say, come on, you can do it. and
Hmm.
and when you think about it and look at the stories of all the stuff that my grandparents and parents and all the people that have been through, and you say to yourself, well, I gotta do better, because they wouldn't have given up on some of the things that they have dealt with and they've done in their lives. And so that's why I try to make sure that I encourage others, because I've seen what encouragement can do for me. And when
Hmm.
you see a community just rally behind you and just be in awe of what you have accomplished, you don't sit here and bask in it like you some superstar. You realize that these people made a difference. It's like I'm always jovial when I ended up coming in the county building, and I'll see people from the neighborhood, or from school or whatnot, and they'll call and they'll say, well, can you help me with this, can you do that? And it's just like, man, you remember the time we used to play ball, and such and such in Miss So and So yard, and remember how she used to do XYZ? And they have a sense of pride, because it's like, okay, yeah, one of our
Yeah.
people up there running things,
Hmm.
from a standpoint from our neighborhood. And so that's what I look at. And then also, encouragement comes in a lot of ways from my family, because my family, They're good people. They've been through a lot. They've always helped people, especially my mom and dad. Oh my gosh, I could tell you story after stories how my mom and dad have really been there for people,
Mm-hmm.
encourage people, and try to make it, and also push me to make it. And so I use that as fuel for my fire and my kids, my kids, my family, my wife, everybody, that involve even my sister as well.
Mm-hmm.
They all push me, they encourage me, they are there for me, they back me up, and so many other special friends in my life that really are there. You never know how much it makes you feel good when somebody sees something, they'll send you that text message and they'll be like, "Man, I'm so proud of you," or "Good job," or this and that, the third, and it really touches your heart because you're doing it for the right reasons, and that's the key. And that's
That's
what I always want to do is do it for the right reasons. I want to do it for the people. I want to do it for the community, and I want to make things better.
wow. Hey, Harold, Mr. Harold Young, I tell
Hmm.
you what, listening to you,
Hmm.
and I want people to understand this. You didn't drink the Powerade.
No, no,
You
ma'am.
don't drink that
No, ma'am.
Powerade.
No,
You
ma'am.
know what I'm saying?
No, ma'am.
And it's like, I mean, and I'm telling you this from my heart. I thank you.
Uh-huh.
Um, I'm not gonna cry. I said I wasn't gonna do this, but publicly, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for all you've done for me, and really showing me what it's like to be a part of a small community,
Hmm.
and in what I do with the
Hmm.
conference center, and how you have really helped me. And I've learned so much from your leadership. We've had Clyburn come through, Congressman Clyburn. We've had the Undersecretary of
Yeah,
Rural
yeah,
Development. Man, you know when I'm
yeah.
telling y'all, y'all just don't get it.
Yeah.
This Mr. Young knows everybody.
Yeah,
Okay,
Secretary of Energy.
White
These are
House.
big people. Yeah.
Come on, White
Hey,
House Task Force Administrator, the EPA,
hey, yeah,
Secretary.
yeah,
I mean, we've had it, you name it,
yeah.
and I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart that you entrusted me, and you thought so much of me to say, hey Tammy, come and join us.
It's like that, Tammy, and that is just so delightful. And I always tell you now, the conference center is a conference center, but it's an experience, and
Hello.
you are a big part of that experience. You make it happen. And
Thank you.
and and I often am so proud of some of the good employees that we have here working in this county that really go above and beyond to help people. I could sit here and name names all day, and Tim, Todd,
Oh yeah.
Angel, Connie. I could go,
Yeah.
and I would be missing some people, Constance and Marion, and just on and on. It's just too many names to name. And then the thing about it is, what makes my job easier is we have such an excellent level of elected officials also that we work with, and I'm so proud to be the administrator for this county and the Orangeburg County Council because they support me unequivocally, and
Mhm.
without them I couldn't be nothing, wouldn't be nothing. And
Yeah.
and the elected officials out there who on the front line, like the sheriff, the auditor, the treasurer, the coroner, the clerk of court, the probate judge, all the ones that are there trying to make a difference in this community. It's so key to work with them. And the thing about it, and you mentioned I didn't drink the Powerade. I didn't because why try to act like that when I know I'm right there from Cordova? It's just not. That's not who I am because I'm a humble and willing servant of this
Yes, you
community,
are.
and I try to do the best I can. And I just love people, Tammy, and I love engaging people. I love showing people the good side of our community. A lot of times we get the raw end of the stick sometimes from the press when something bad happens. They jump in and they want to magnify that, but
Hmm.
I want to talk about the stories of the single moms who've gone out there and got degrees and transformed, whole families. I want to talk about the men and women who, like my father, who was working at a plant one day and decided, hey, I'm gonna start my own paint business. And heck, we
Mm.
thought we was gonna starve, but my dad came through and put three of us through college working as a small contractor and a small business owner, and
Wow.
and a mom who made a living on the showroom floor at
Mm-hmm.
different places and did what she had to do,
Mm-hmm.
and now from being the first couple of generations on my mom's side to go to college and graduate, and now seeing all of my cousins and all come through, graduate, get these big jobs, and be successful and do well. It's just a way to
Yeah.
uplift your family, but not only that, uplift the community. Because at the end of the day, you can climb a ladder, but if you
Mm,
ever fall, I guarantee you it's the people on the bottom that's going to dust you off and say, "Come on, man, let's climb again." And that's the thing. And the higher you get to the top, is no way up but to fall. And so,
hello.
and you never know who's going to be trying to push and who's going to try to push.
All
And so,
right.
what I try to do is I try to push. I try to solve more problems than I cause, and I try to be a benefit for the community, the people, and my church, and everybody that I know, because I always want to help people, because I look at it as this: if something was to happen, and in my lifetime, or my daughter and my son finally get out there, I want somebody to carve a path and make a way and try to help them as well.
That's right. That's right, man. Harold, I tell you, I've enjoyed this so much. I want to tell Sister Harriet hello as well.
Oh yeah, man,
Because listen,
you better have to mention my sister, because
yeah,
oh, my my sister Harriet, I love her dead, but you ain't gonna
yeah,
leave her out of no conversation.
that's right.
That's been
That's
my
right.
ride or die since I was little. That was my original rider, and she
That's
still
right.
is. God
That's
bless us.
right.
There were three of us, and the Lord saw fit to call my oldest sister home, and but my sister Renee has been there ever since. And
Yeah. Yes.
with her, my mom and dad, my wife Cassandra, Alex, and Lauren, they keep me rooted and grounded, keep me moving forward. And like I said, all the other friends in my life too, that are there to make sure that I'm trying to do the best I can, and be somebody in this community.
That's right. Listen, I tell you what, this has been a great interview. It really has not been an interview; it's just been a conversation.
Hmm.
And I know you've got to go, so I'm not going to hold you. But
But
uh,
Tammy, I got to say one thing before I leave, though.
there,
It wouldn't be me if I didn't say it.
yes, sir.
How about them Cowboys?
How about it? How
Uh,
about it?
you know it.
You know it. You know it.
Uh,
Listen, Harold. I got always ask my guests this. So, Harold, what's next for you? I got two questions. What's next for you?
as in,
What's
uh,
next for you? What's next for the county?
oh man, I'm excited. I got a couple of big projects we're trying to get done with the Council on Aging, the DHEC building, working with Casa Family Systems on a big project. And one of the biggest ones to date will be the new courthouse that we're working on too, because that's going to transform downtown. It's going to be a big iconic building that'll serve us for years to come, and it'll be the footprint and the basis for justice that'll be served to the community.
Wow. All right. And last question.
Mhm.
There's three words that describe you.
Uh, three words. Wow. Um, Happy,
Mm-hmm.
lucky, very lucky, because I'm lucky to be doing this, and in a lot of ways. And I would say grateful. I'm grateful to be from Orangeburg County. I'm grateful for the community that has supported me. I'm grateful for my family, and I'm grateful for those for the friendships that I've had through the years, and meeting new people, and being able to understand how people can impact your lives in such a special way. It means a lot to you, because as I look around and I see people, and you realize, sometimes you feel like, you're not worthy to be in their presence, but it's those special people that keep you motivated, they keep you going, they are with you when you're down, and when you're down, they'll do special things for you, and just people that are, every now and then you got special people that'll cook you a meal, or just know what soda you like, or just do special things, or show up and be like, hey, I want to support you, or just that phone call that says, look, I got you. And that means a lot to me. And I try to do the best that I can. And just seeing how great a community we have, and all the people and the entrepreneurs and the entrepreneurial spirit from the community, and it's just home. And the thing I like about Orangeburg County is the people who actually, you know, and I take this from Mr. Torville, Mr. Mix, and some of the
Mm-hmm.
white people. God bless the dead in his life, Mr. Charlie Wade, people like that. And a lot of the ones that have done things or big names in this community, none of them really act like that.
Right.
It's like they're down to home people, and that's what I like about it. You could be sitting at a tailgate, which I like to do at Southern State, and you'll have 4 or 5 of us sitting around, and you never know. You'd have the sheriff, the county administrator, the city administrator, and such, and we all just cutting the fool, and you wouldn't know you would be in the presence of those people,
That's
and
right.
it just means a lot to me, and I just continue to strive by that and just be this humble person I am and just try to make it better for everybody.
Man, you're a humble man, and thank you so much. I mean, Harold, as I said, I'm just honored.
Mm.
I'm just honored to be in your presence. Honored to have you with me today. As long as you spent time to go home, and you love to cook.
Yeah,
So
I
I
do.
don't know if you're cooking tonight, but
No, no, ain't no cooking tonight. Ain't no cooking tonight.
but I tell you again, from the bottom of my heart, I can't say enough.
Hmm.
It's not enough thank yous.
Yeah.
But this thing, I do want you to know that I am support you, and whatever
Hmm.
you need, I'm here.
Hmm.
Tammy Show is here. Tammy McCautry is here for
Hmm.
you, Angel, Marion, the whole everybody, Jennifer, all everybody. And
Hmm.
so just want to say thank you again, Harold, for all that you do for Orangeburg County. And I look forward to seeing what's going to
Oh
happen.
yeah, good
And,
things will be
yeah,
done well, and I tell you, you gotta be excited about all the good things that are happening. And I was talking to Patricia that works in the office the other day. We always have these conversations, and she was, we were talking about how far things have come, and when you've seen a community and you see it grow, and it's your time, and it's our time, and we're about to see some things happen here. And then I'm just glad that I can't say enough how the colleges, in my opinion, have got it right with the presidents that we have here,
mhm,
and the city, getting different leadership and stuff like that. And so how we going to come together and really work on this thing and make everything great. But it's people like you and other people that have come to know Orangeburg and treat it as your own, and
yeah,
that's what makes me feel wonderful about people that come to this community and really embrace it, because I know it can be something good.
I do too. Well,
Hmm.
Harold, listen, you go on and go home to Cassandra and Lauren and Alex and tell them I said hello,
All right,
and
we
tell
sure
your
will.
mother and father as well, the Reverend
All
and
right,
First Lady, and of course, Harriet, my darling.
got to.
Tell them I said hello, and thank you again, and thank them for sharing you with
Mm.
us.
Oh, you got.
And amen, Harold, all the best, because I know what God has for you.
Yeah, it is for me. I
It
appreciate
is for you. And what's your last thing you got to say? Now we're gonna close out for real with you.
it. Hey, it's a great day in Orangeburg County. You know that.
Great day, great day. And how about them? How
How
about
about
them?
them
What?
Cowboys? You got that right. Cowboy Nation, rise up. Don't
That's
worry
it.
about that can. We're gonna be all right.
That's it. That's it. Well, listen, Harold, Mr. Harold M. Young, Mr. Harold Maurice Young. Listen, have a great evening, and thank you again for joining us on the show.
Thank you, and thank you for the young people that made this possible in the background. There's some wonderful young people that I just met being in the backstage studio, and a lot of times when you're making a production, the people that make it do what it do.
That's it.
I just want to give them a shout out, because there's a lot of
Oh,
people in my business that make it do what it do behind the scenes,
that's right.
and just want to give those type people a shout out.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you, Tammy.
Harold. All right. Have a
All
good
right,
night.
you
Thank you,
too.
Harold. All
Bye bye.
right. Bye bye. All right, you heard it right here on the show. Listen, Mr. Harold Maurice Young, the Orangeburg County Administrator. What a fabulous man. What a phenomenal man. Hey, hands down. I'm sorry. Hands down. Bam. He knock it out the box. So listen, for you that want someplace to come, and Charleston is too much, Columbia, Richland area is too much, and all up there, come on to Orangeburg. What do you say? Smiling faces, beautiful faces, smiling faces. I think that's it, Arrow. But anyway, I want you all to just come to Orangeburg. You can come because you know Black Tie Masquerade is happening October the 22nd. So come and enjoy the Orangeburg and Orangeburg County and all that it has to offer. So I know we ran over, didn't take the commercials. I know y'all, my assistant producers, they back there like this, cut. But I want to thank them as well because we're gonna sign off. I want to thank Willie. I want to thank you, Felicia. I want to thank you, Tiana, for always doing what you do. Next week, we're gonna hear from Dr. Michael Finkley, TV host, producer of the Michael Finkley Show. Now he's talked to everybody in Hollywood, gospel artists. He's on the ball. And so we're going to hear from him because he's an encourager. And I want you to hear from him, learn about him as well. And so I want to thank you again. All right. Thank you all for being on the show. Remember, hit that subscribe button. Go to YouTube. It's the Tammy TV Show on YouTube. You can also see us on Facebook every Thursday at 7 o'clock. But I want you to hit that red subscribe button and become a part of the Tammy TV Show. Until the next time, remember, love on somebody, call somebody and tell them you love them, and be a blessing to somebody today and every day. I want to thank all my sponsors, Mr. Curry, as always, Curry Insurance Agency. I want to thank Mr. Cecil Williams as well, and everybody else that has been so encouraging. And so I want you all to just remember, have a blessed night, have a blessed week, and remember, be a blessing to somebody, okay? That's what we got to do. Until the next time, take care of yourself. Bye-bye.